It's just kind of who I am. I want to pour into my team as much as possible, and I'm pretty in tune with my body. I can read a room pretty well, and so when I see we're lacking a little bit, you got to step up. But if we're good, you're just there to encourage and give people confidence.
It's simply a part of who I am, I want to contribute as much as I can to my team's music. I'm also fairly aware of my physique. I'm fairly good at reading a room. And music, so you have to stand up when I think we're a little weak. However, if we're doing well, you're only there to support and boost people's self-esteem. Greetings to all and welcome back to the Clark Update. I hope today is going great for everyone. I have another thrilling and fascinating video for you today. You will undoubtedly want to see this one through to the very end if you are a true admirer of Caitlin Clark. Please let me know that you are a member of the Clark Update Army by leaving a CC 100% remark below before we begin. I adore seeing all of the incredible Clark supporters in the comments. Let's get right into today's video without wasting any more time. The landscape of women's basketball has recently seen a dramatic change. For once, it didn't happen on the hardwood. When it was announced that Caitlin Clark had officially signed a multi-year contract with NBC Universal to work as a special contributor for their basketball coverage, the sports world froze. This was not just an inexperienced person signing a standard sponsorship. A negative narrative was adopted by the media. Without the WNBA's consent or involvement in their brand new, unmatched off-season league, Clark made it abundantly evident to the world that she can remain the largest personality in sports. But when the WNBA establishment responded with their usual icy silence, one player decided to break ranks. Actress Sophie Cunningham of the Phoenix Mercury, who often plays the antagonist in Clark's tale, seems to have had enough of the pretense. Please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel if you enjoy the content. It may surprise you to learn that almost 85% of viewers have not yet subscribed. Even though it only takes a second and is free, it means the world to us. Have you already subscribed? Fantastic. I sincerely appreciate your help. Let's return to the video now. In a number of acts and statements that the mainstream media has ignored, Cunningham has criticized the hypocrisy that is ruining the league from the inside out. She is exposing the financial stupidity, jealousy, and internal politics that are jeopardizing the greatest golden goose in sports history. To understand why Sophie Cunningham is becoming impatient, you have to understand the gravity of what Caitlin Clark just did. For long years, the WNBA's regulations remained unchangeable. Superstars don't get enough money from the league to live comfortably. You then take a plane to China, Turkey, or Russia to work after the season. Or, more recently, you succumb to peer pressure and enroll in the off-season programs authorized by the league. Clark took that script and threw it in the trash. After joining NBC, she will make her debut at Madison Square Garden and make appearances on Sunday Night Football and Big Ten Saturday night programs. But while she's wearing a jersey, she won't be worrying about a loose ball. Wearing a blazer, she will be seated next to famous people like Vince Carter and Carmelo Anthony. At this early stage of her career, no female basketball player has ever achieved this level of mainstream acceptance. In addition to being a WNBA player, she is portraying herself as a peer to the world's largest male athlete. The silence of the WNBA league offices also says a lot. Music, they know they are losing control of her. That terrified silence is exactly what Sophie Cunningham is reacting to. This outburst takes place in the context of the mystery surrounding the new, unmatched league. This 3-on-3 tournament was created by two of the biggest stars and top officials in the WNBA Players Association, Breanna Stewart and Nafi Sakhlier. As part of their persistent seduction, they allegedly offered Clark more than $1 million in league shares and a deal structure similar to Lionel Messi's Miami contract. Music, behind the scenes, there was a lot of pressure. There was a story that said if Clark didn't join the sisterhood, she wasn't endorsing it. It was expected that she would use her fame to boost their league's earnings. Music, when Clark declined and chose NBC instead, the old guard factions became very irate. They considered it to be a betrayal. But at this point, the storyline changes. Sophie Cunningham, who has been around the block, sees the situation as a smart business move. In the unmatched league, Cunningham is conscious of a potential conflict of interest. When active people manage a league and persuade other players to join, an odd, unpleasant power dynamic is developed. By refusing to comply, Clark showed that she cannot be bought or bullied. The media has been trying to incite a blood feud between Sophie Cunningham and Caitlin Clark for the past year. They replay the recordings of violent altercations in an effort to paint Cunningham as the enforcer sent to degrade the youngster. The hard screens and the foul words. Sophie is, in fact, a physically demanding player. Off the court, however, Sophie is regarded as one of the most smart businesswomen in the league. While other veterans were busy criticizing podcasts or claiming Clark lacked talent, Cunningham was the one who stayed truthful. During the charter flight dispute, Cunningham openly admitted that their decision to stop running commercial flights was solely due to Caitlin Clark. She refuted the notion that the league was growing organically. She gave credit where credit was due. Clark's most recent grievance seems to stem from the league, which is happy to take her money, but refuses to give her the respect she merits. She sees the new TV deals, the sold-out venues, the chartered planes, and she knows exactly who wrote the check as Cunningham looks around the dressing rooms, practically asking, "Are you guys serious?" For this reason, Cunningham's reaction to the NBC News is vital. The media encourages her to be hateful. Cunningham won't give them the opportunity to hear her say that Clark doesn't deserve the NBC position. Instead, her fury is directed at the critics and the system. She knows that rising tides elevate every boat. If Caitlin Clark becomes a major media character on NBC, more people will watch the WNBA when the season starts. Cunningham is exposing the players' lack of vision. Let her get the bag because that bag eventually helps us too, she seems to be saying. Even when they are wrong, this violates the pact of quiet that the veterans usually uphold. In public, WNBA players usually stick together. In the cliquey world of the WNBA, Cunningham's defiance of authority in favor of common sense is revolutionary. Let's take a closer look at Cunningham's inadvertent exposing of the cruel girl culture. Remarks have been made by legends such as Cheryl Swoops, who tried to erase Clark's records from history by making up numbers. A physical spirit tells Clark, "You can't sit with us," during the Team USA selection process. We witnessed the unpleasant freeze-outs. Instead of just finding a new table, Clark bought the entire restaurant by accepting the NBC offer. The irony seems to amuse only Cunningham. While other players are making cryptic remarks about loyalty and grind on social media, Cunningham is out there living her best life, seemingly unaffected by Clark's victory. Her demeanor serves as a sobering reminder of the league's overall insignificance. Sophie's eruptions are often caused by her refusal to join the hate train. She talks about the game. She talks about business. But she won't disparage the young person who is paying for the league. Music, Caitlin Clark is screaming while money speaks. We need to talk about the data because this is what truly feeds the jealousy Cunningham is highlighting. The highest salary in the WNBA is roughly $250,000. The Super League paid well, but physical exertion was still required. Working hard, risking injury, and participating in a basketball training camp in Miami. Rumor has it that she doesn't have to put in any effort and gets a huge paycheck from the NBC contract, which most likely exceeds her WNBA salary. While sitting in a studio and studying her favorite game, she gets to build her brand. Having had to fight for each contract she has secured, Cunningham recognizes the genius in this. She becomes enraged when she sees other players acting as if Clark owes them something. Clark made millions of dollars during the off-season without endangering her health. It's not a betrayal. It is the blueprint. Cunningham is effectively urging the other players to take notes instead than making derogatory comments. The darkest part of this story has been avoided by Cunningham. The Unmatched League was founded by the Players Association's president and vice president. Celebrities are reportedly under intense political pressure to join that league in order to promote the union leadership's business venture, according to rumors, whispers, and supposition. By declining, Clark risked the danger of alienating the union's officials. This is a dangerous game. This is undoubtedly seen as hypocritical by Cunningham, who has always been an independent thinker. How can the union reps act in Clark's best interests if they are also her employers during the off-season? Music. It's a chaotic web of disagreements. When Cunningham speaks out about being honest, she often suggests that the public narrative is different from the inner politics. She knows that Clark rejected Unrivaled for reasons other than schedule. It has to do with liberty. Cunningham cherishes liberty as well. All year long, sources and speculations have been circulating about the league's distinct locker rooms. The Clark loyalists are mostly younger players or business-savvy veterans who recognize the vision, while the traditionalists think the game was fine before her arrival. Sophie Cunningham is unique. She's been in the military. She is harsh and a member of the established order. But she won't be blind. Music. Her explosion disturbs the locker room's echo chamber. When she conducts interviews, she fiercely challenges the strategies of those who want Clark to fail and refrains from inciting racial or generational conflict. She is proving that being a fierce competitor on the court doesn't require you to be a bitter hater off it. Cunningham has consistently disregarded our duty to keep the media accountable. Networks like ESPN and even social media aggregators profit off the Sophie hates Caitlyn story. They post a video of a hard bird with no context and write "bad blood" in the caption. But pay attention to the conversations that take place after the whistle. After the game, see the handshakes. There is mutual respect. With her recent outburst against the storylines, Cunningham is recovering control of her own image. She refuses to let the media exploit her as a pawn in their assault on Clark. By refusing to play the adversary in respect to the NBC News, she undermines the media's storyline. Music. They wanted her to be angry that Clark was getting airtime. Instead, she's preparing for the season and taking care of herself, which effectively confirms Clark's action since Game Knows Game. Music. The Cards have consistently supported the Wnba. They are responsible for scheduling, exposure, and music fines. Clark does, however, have a platform with NBC that might surpass that of the Wnba. Sunday Night Football is the most watched program in the United States. If Clark brings up a Wnba complaint during that broadcast, millions of people will hear it. The league no longer censors her megaphone. This scares the old guard executives. Sophie Cunningham, who has already experienced difficulties with league politics and officiating, understands the significance of this power. Her support for athletes' rights to maximize their value aligns with Clark's actions. Cunningham is going crazy with the idea that players should surrender to the league. She is the perfect example of a modern athlete. Bold, fashionable, and self-conscious. When she sees Clark using that leverage, she feels vindicated rather than jealous. It shows players' strength if they are brave enough to use it. It is impossible to ignore the elephant in the room. Racial issues have dominated much of the discussion surrounding Clark. There have been assertions that her appeal stems only from her demographic and, on the other hand, that the hate she encounters is due to her race. It's a toxic and divisive mixture. Sophie Cunningham has been caught in the crossfire as a result, and she is often accused of pursuing Clark. But Cunningham has consistently denied these racial baiting stories by focusing on basketball. Her eruption often rejects these social think pieces. She treats Clark like a basketball player rather than as a symbol. By putting away the noise and focusing on the business and the game, Cunningham exposes the absurdity of the critics who are obsessed with identity politics. She just wants to hoop and get paid. She sees Clark behaving similarly. With Clark gone, does the unmatched league lose its appeal? The organizers are probably aware of this. The resentment stems from that. They depended on the Caitlyn Clark stimulus plan to secure their TV rights and ticket revenues. Without her, they are just another upstart league. Cunningham's recognition of this reality is important. She knows that without the golden child, the economics become much more challenging. She presumably gets upset when she hears players criticizing Clark because she knows that those same players wanted her to join their league so they could get paid more. It is the pinnacle of hypocrisy. Even though we don't like you, please come save our company. Cunningham can't help but roll her eyes at that. As we look forward to the next WNBA season, the dynamic has shifted. Clark will return to the Indiana Fever as both a sophomore point guard and an NBC broadcaster with the help of a major media business. You won't be able to touch her. Hazing is no longer an option. She won the war. Sophie Cunningham knows this. She uses her outburst and reluctance to engage in the pettiness as a coping mechanism for the new reality. She's telling the rest of the league to join her or risk falling behind. Resentful players are involved in a dispute that they have already lost. Sophie Cunningham was supposed to be the antagonist in this movie. The media presented her as the enemy, the competitor, and the physical enforcer. But after Caitlin Clark's significant NBC disclosure, Cunningham has evolved into something far more fascinating, a truth music teller. The rest of the WNBA waits in jealous silence as Clark chose the bright lights of network television over their 3-on-3 league. Cunningham has been truthful. Music, she has exposed the hypocrisy of a league that loves Clark's wealth but hates her influence. She is blown up due to the misleading narratives and lack of commercial acumen of her peers. By doing this, she has shown that she is not Clark's enemy. She is a competitor and just appreciates the effort. Thanks to Caitlin Clark, the game has never been the same. And only Sophie Cunningham seems to have the guts to say it out loud. Music, the WNBA has a choice. There are 2 choices for them. They have 2 options. Either they listen to Sophie, swallow their pride, and acknowledge the magnificence that is taking place in front of them, or they stay bitter. But given this league, the drama is only beginning.